sort of like a story time about the time Pepsi got sued for a $33 million fighter jet. So I had read about this a while ago, and then recently saw that Netflix was actually doing a documentary around it. So I thought it would be fun to read about it today with you. So with that, sit back, relax, and let's get started. In the spring of 1996, Pepsi debuted a hot new TV commercial. It opens with a cocky teenager donning a Pepsi shirt. The text T-shirt 75 Pepsi points appears to the beat of a military drum line. Said teen then swaggers through a door in a leather jacket. Leather jacket 1,450 Pepsi points, and flips on a pair of blue tinted sunglasses. Shades 175 Pepsi points. The narrator chimes in. The more Pepsi you drink, the more great stuff you're gonna get. And the scene shifts to the teen landing on a computer-generated Harrier fighter jet in front of his high school, blowing the clothes off a bewildered principal in the parking lot. Harrier fighter. 7 million Pepsi points flashes across the screen as the music crescendos into a fade out. The commercial was the national debut of a promotion called Pepsi Stuff. It was, per the New York Times, the largest promotional campaign in the company's history. One that Pepsi hoped would steal market share from Coca-Cola at the tail also purchase Pepsi points for 10 cents each. The catalog included 53 items in total, most of which were your run-of-the-mill corporate swag. T-shirts, hats, and beach towels. Notably absent from this list of items was the Harrier fighter jet. Most of the kids who saw the commercial, members of the so-called Pepsi generation, a new class of youthful consumers who cared more about lifestyle than brands, figured that the jet was part of Pepsi's zany sense of humor and not a real prize. But in Seattle, Washington, a young man named John submit 15 points they'd collected from cans and bottles. The rest could be bought directly from Pepsi for 10 cents each by mailing in a check. All Leonard had to do to get 7 million points was raise $700,000. Over several months, the enterprising college student put together a business plan, researched case law on promotional advertisements, and convinced several investors, wealthy clients he'd met while working as a climbing guide, to front the cash. On March 28th, 1996, he mailed 15 Pepsi points along with a check for $700,008.50, including shipping to Pepsi, and politely asked for his jet. Several weeks later, Leonard received a reply from Pepsi. The company returned Leonard's check, threw in some pity coupons, and made it clear that the jet in the commercial was purely fanciful. By this point, Leonard had already sunk $4,000 into consulting with legal professionals and researching case law on deceptive advertising. Instead of backing down, he secured an attorney and doubled down on his demand. Leonard's letter made the rounds at Pepsi and eventually ended up in the hands of BBDO New York, the advertising firm Pepsi had retained to create the commercial. A VP at the firm, Raymond E. McGovern Jr., seemed perplexed by Leonard's persistence. "I find it hard to believe that you are of the opinion that the Pepsi Stuff commercial really offers a new Harrier jet," he wrote back. "No reasonable person would agree with your analysis of the commercial." So, Leonard decided to go to battle for his fighter jet. With the help of counsel, Leonard filed suit, claiming that Pepsi's ad had constituted as a binding offer and that the company had breached contract by refusing to exchange 7 million Pepsi points for a Harrier jet. A flood of news reports followed the filing, and Pepsi made no qualms about publicly sharing its thoughts on the matter. Tens of millions of Americans and people around the world saw the spot, got the joke, and laughed. A Pepsi spokesman Associated Press. He reiterated that he was simply trying to take Pepsi up on an offer it made to the public. PepsiCo, the parent company of Pepsi Beverages, was swift to counterattack. The conglomerate responded with its own suit in New York, seeking to recoup $88,162 in attorney's fees and dismiss Leonard's claims as frivolous without going to trial. As things often play out in America's justice system, the case turned into a 3-year-long procedural slog before making its way to Judge Kimba Wood of New York's Southern District Court. Ultimately, the case came down to whether Pepsi's TV ad constituted a legally binding offer. And on August 5th, 1999, Judge Wood ruled resoundingly in Pepsi's favor. The decision came down to 3 key points. Advertisements are generally not considered offers in contract law. Ads for the sale of goods, TV, radio, newspaper, newsletter, are merely the requests to offer or negotiate, and an advertiser must accept an offer from a customer for it to be legally formed. The ad was obviously a joke. An ordinary, reasonable person would conclude that a soft drink company would not give away a fighter plane as part of a promotion. An enforceable contract requires both parties' signatures. Under existing law, any contract for the sale of goods worth $500 plus must be evidenced by writing. Pepsi did not sign anything. Leonard would not get his jet, but as a Defense Department spokesman clarified, a fully demilitarized jet probably wouldn't have been much fun anyway. Even if the lad were able to get the plane from Pepsi, it would not be one he could fly, the official said at a Pentagon briefing. After mounting an unsuccessful appeal in 2000, Leonard pursued his next adventure. He moved to Alaska, where he became the chief mountaineering ranger at Denali National Park. In recent years, he was promoted to the D.C. Bureau of the National Park Service. Despite, or perhaps thanks to, the controversial press, Pepsi stuff subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful